Now, recovery homes. Very familiar with Speranza House. They are a true recovery home. They have a strict, and I mean a strict program that recovering women who are addicts of either alcohol or drugs have to follow. And they don't live there for years on end. There's concern on the size of bedrooms that are in this home. Very small, there's no egress, no windows to get out of. Should there be a fire and they can't get out of the bedroom, they're stuck in there. That's a safety issue. That is the biggest concern. One thing that we're always concerned at my office is safety of buildings and the people in them or around them. You've heard enough. I provided you with all the information. Again, I think you have my opinion on it. I don't need to say any more. Those were just a few points that I wanted to bring up.
Sarah, a couple quick questions.
Yes.
So, if this were in fact a multifamily housing unit in a properly zoned multifamily housing, there are certain fire regulations that go along with that specific type of building, correct?
Yes.
To your knowledge, are any of those applicable to the situation that we have in this building in terms of the fire safety, the proper lighting, exits, equipment, things of those nature?
I could probably have the fire chief speak a little bit more on that. As I mentioned, in these little tiny bedrooms that they sleep in, there is no egress. So whenever you have a bedroom, you have to have an egress. You have to have a way out. And there is none. So that is a big issue. I'm not an expert on the fire side of things. If you would like to ask the fire chief, he is present.
Yeah, that's good. I just didn't know if you knew. Another question that I had from looking over your materials is, and as part of your investigation, did you consult with the police chief as to
I did.
whether or not there have been calls and complaints to that location?
Yes, and I provided that all to the board members.
I want to make sure I asked.
Do you have any questions of me?
I have some questions, but probably.
As we
leave
went to
some
the meeting minutes, I just wanted to, this way the public hearing record is all complete together.
I will take a motion to close this public hearing.
Second.
All in favor of closing this public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Today is Tuesday, August 6, 2024, and the time being 8:46 p.m. The Board of Zoning Appeals is called to order. At this time, please silence all electronic devices. Amber, will you please do roll call?
Alan,
Here.
Philip,
Here.
Ken,
Here.
Dick,
Here.
Rick.
Here. As we have gotten in our packets, the minutes from the June 4th meeting, does anybody see anything that needs to be added or corrected? No? All those in favor of accepting the minutes as printed?
I'll
say
make
aye.
a motion that we accept the minutes that's presented.
So you need the motion.
Yes, we can take second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So Philip made the motion, Sam a second.
Okay.
Rick made the second.
All in favor of accepting the minutes as presented? Those opposed, same sign. Old business, we have none. New business is the first special exception and variance for setback for Nick Gauck at 341 West Forsyth.
I'm not gonna get up here and repeat myself from what I did earlier for time purposes, so if Nick wants to go ahead and Where is he?
He
He had to leave. Okay. Can I speak on his behalf?
Sure.
Okay, let me get my folder. So sorry. As I stated earlier, 341 West Versailles and 410 South Ireland Street. He is seeking a special exception for both of those locations to be able to build a duplex. They would be each on their own parcel. So you can see what kind of setbacks he has. He's got the map there. I'll take
And
questions.
it's gonna be about the same footprint, just a little bit.
Yes, yes,
So he owns the alley there.
yes, he does. Mhm. And then back behind that second duplex, he's planning on probably making that a parking area, possibly for both, but definitely for the one that's at 410 South Ireland.
Anybody have any questions on this one?
Setbacks look like they're pretty close to the existing,
Yes.
not only the existing, but
The-
for the neighborhood.
Yes, yes. My first concern was when people come up on Versailles Street there and they stop to be able to see down Ireland Street, that is not gonna be, an issue, that there's plenty of site clears there to be able to see, so.
He would not need a variance for it to be a duplex, is that correct?
A special exception,
He needs a
For
special
duplex.
exception.
yes, in our new UDO,
Okay,
in, R1s, well, not R1s, but in R2s, it is a special exception now
okay.
for duplexes.
So this just said, what we have in front of us is just for the setbacks, right?
He's got two.
Oh, it's two. I'm
He's
sorry.
got another one back.
Okay. So we're gonna address them separately, I guess, or?
I would say for clarity, yes, I'd vote on each one.
Okay. The first one would be when we, the setbacks, right? Does anybody else have any questions? I would take a motion to approve this variance.
I'll second.
When you say this variance, that's the
That's
setbacks?
this one.
Variance on the setback.
Yes, that's the setback. Amber, will you do roll call? Please.
Philip,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. And we'll do the second one for the special exception. I will take a motion to approve this special exception.
So can we talk about this one for a second? One, he's asking to have, well, actually, did we just approve to do gravel parking too? Because that's part of the variance.
Oh,
No.
With it, it's written here. He says requesting
Yes.
relief from a hard surface parking area.
yes, I'm sorry.
Because I kind of have an issue with that, like you just approved.
Yes, that was added on, yes, I'm sorry about that. But as I said, they're behind that second duplex. There is gravel there. There used to be a trailer on that location there at 410. That trailer was removed, was parking area back behind there, which was gravel because it came off of an alley. So he was asking to be able to have relief from having to pave that. It comes off an alley that's gravel already. Sorry about that.
It's not visible from, I guess, Ireland.
It's not coming off of a roadway, it's coming off of an alley.
Okay. Okay.
So do you need, the way you would fix it would be a motion to amend the variance you just granted. So, if you're good.
But I do have a question about R two. Can you just talk about, what's allowed in R two, I guess, that a duplex is not allowed because it's more than, I'm sorry, I know it's a.
It's under the new.
You wanna know what's allowed in an R2?
Yeah.
single-family detached dwellings, as far as like residential, that's what is allowed in R two.
Okay. So duplex is just because it's multiple families in one building?
Duplex is, as I said, is for special exception. So we don't wanna end up with neighborhoods in the future that have all these single-family residences, and then we have a bunch of duplexes in the middle of it. So it's kind of having a little bit more control of it, through getting special exceptions for it.
So I guess what we have to decide is, we need housing in Greensburg, we all, I think, agree with that. We want to allow somebody to build additional housing, but it's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily fit the neighborhood.
That is an older established neighborhood, that the home that was there was in bad shape. And on the other lot used to be a mobile, a trailer, which was removed before Mr. Gauck purchased it.
So we're making.
It's on the
improvements.
edge of the neighborhood, you know, that's your guys' decision.
Are we allowed to talk amongst ourselves here?
Yeah.
I'm curious where everybody else thinks.
What we've done in the past.
I was gonna say, that's.
Yeah.
Or there's not.
Oh, I'll make it. And this is a special exception to that, not a variance. It's not, it's an older resident, neighborhood, so the object, you get a bunch of those, right? Boom, 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 or something.
Yeah, I rode by, I mean, I think would fit.
Like I said, it's an older neighborhood.
So I don't have to do anything with variance, right?
No, the variance was good. So I think that with that clarification, Mr. Howard is good. So then now you're two.
Do the special exception. I will take a motion to approve this special exception.
I'll move.
Second. Amber, can you do roll call, please?
Philip,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Second one would be for Mr. Colson, 824 East Washington. He was seeking relief from the front and side yard setbacks.
Mr. Colson had to leave as well, he has some health issues, and, so, I guess I'm gonna speak for him as well.
Now, you had a meeting prior, your board, didn't find anything.
Say that again?
The board that was set up to review before it comes here, you had no issues with it.
We don't have a board that reviews.
Well,
for-
You and
I mean,
you,
I meet with like the person that's, yeah, I speak to the person that's filing for the variance and stuff and, you know, discuss what they're wanting and that kind of thing. And no, I don't have any issue with, Mr. Colson's request, as I said earlier. It's basically, he's gonna rebuild a home, he wants to keep the same like 4-foot setbacks on the side and, versus the 6-foot that is required now.
And he's just
It's-
requesting
it's-
on the sides, not the front, is that correct?
Now, the front, the front was set at 16 feet, the home previously, before it was torn down,
Yeah.
was like 16 feet versus what's now 20. And so
So
he
would-
basically wants to keep it in line
But
with
it
the
would
other
need an
homes.
exception.
I'm sorry?
It would need an exception for the front too, then, if the new.
A
code is-
variance.
or variance.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's put on here, you know, to leave the front yard setback at the present
Right.
of, approximately 16 feet versus 20.
And Phil, the home next to it is roughly 16 feet.
Yes.
No, as long as it's going back where it was. All right.
Anybody else have a question? I will take a motion to approve this variance.
So moved.
Second.
Amber, roll call, please.
Philip,
Yes.
Ken,
yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. And the last one for tonight will be the Mr. Reece, 814 East Washington. Variance to be able to rent out individual rooms for a recovery home.
I just kinda, all that, but
One of my questions, I kind of, it's not clear to me, is it two parcels and two homes that are connected, one parcel, two homes that are connected by a breezeway? Okay.
hallway, whatever.
And I know Chris asked this, but I don't know that I understood the answer. It's not a 501c3, it's not a
Nope.
registered organization.
Nope. It's strictly profit.
Uh-huh.
So, normally in a recovery home, when you go into like a recovery home, you're there for a certain period of time, and then you leave, you're not there for years.
I would almost consider this like an apartment complex, or an apartment building.
But in apartment complexes, you have like your own unit badge, your own kitchen, your own bathrooms, your own common area, your living room area.
I mean, I don't think there's any question, it's not being used currently as a residential
No.
property. Which is,
Mr. Reece, how many people do you have living there right this very moment?
There's 7 in the 814 side. There's 3 in the 810 side.
So you have 10 total.
3 in the new house, 7 in the old house.
How many rooms do you have?
In the whole house?
In both sides, how many rooms do you have to rent out?
Oh, okay, if I'm full, that's it.
Okay.
Mr. Reece, do you live at the property?
I do,
okay.
I do.
Are you included in that 7 and 3?
Yes, sir.
Does your system have, or does your house have any kind of alarm system or anything for it?
Okay, we talk about fire. There is a literal fire smoke detector, a smoke detector in every bedroom. There's a carbon monoxide detector anywhere that gas comes into the house. Hot water heater, furnace, anywhere gas comes in, there's also a carbon monoxide detector there. There is a fire blanket, a fire blanket and 2 different fire extinguishers, one that covers everything and one that only covers part stuff. I don't, you know what I'm talking about better than I do. And every place that there would be cooking or any place that there could be a fire. And when you talk about alarms, you go the other way, we have Ring cameras on every entrance or exit, obviously. Ring cameras on every entrance and exit. And there's a Ring camera in every, I'm going to use the term common area, hallway, kitchen, and quite honestly, Dad got to the point late in his life, I have a special needs brother, I had to go regularly to Kokomo. I was deeply concerned about him falling and so forth. So I had Ring cameras put anywhere that I felt that I might need to find out if he fell while I was gone.
Does every room have a window?
Every room, I want to make sure I'm not lying to you, I have one room that does not have a window. However, it does have, I'm going to use the term, the escape hatch that's in the basement. There's an escape hatch that has a window. You walk out the room and you go in the window. There's an escape hatch that you go through, and it's by fire code. I'm not speaking to Greensburg, but this is a typical basement escape hatch that you throw the window open, then you pop out, and so that's the only room that doesn't have a proper window in it, that in case your door was engulfed, you could go out the window. Every room has a window.
No.
I don't care about that. I don't know how, I'm sympathetic to, obviously guys that live there want to live there, they appreciate the service I appreciate the service you're providing to these guys. Like, I know that there is a shortage of housing, I know there's a shortage of services in this community. But hearing what we've heard from the neighbor, I don't know how we can approve this special exception.
Well, I would say, just to reiterate to you the standard
Sure.
that I think would be applicable is that a variance may be approved under this section only upon a determination in writing that, one, the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. Two, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. And three, the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
So I would say the first one, I mean, hearing what we heard, I don't feel safe for the guys who are living there. I mean, I think that there has been a negative impact for the neighbors. This entity has approved, variances or special, obviously, I'm not clear on those terms.
Is this a variance or a special exception?
This was a special.
This is a use variance. Yes.
Sorry, that's not.
That's okay.
I obviously, I don't know. But we approved for the Speranza House, for 2 locations of the Speranza House. But that's a 501c3. They have policies and procedures. They have people that do trainings to know what they're doing, know how to help people the best that they
It
can.
also went through the state to get that use changed to a recovery home, and which that then also they have to undergo fire inspections and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, it's all under state.
The women do not pay a weekly rent. That is funded, through some sort of grant. That funding that they, Speranza receives to help pay for the rent. They pay a little bit of their rent late in their recovery. And I think it's only for like, 2 weeks out of the month, not the whole month.
We can't really compare this to Speranza, there's just no comparison whatsoever. Speranza, the residents of Speranza are there for a short period of time, and it's structured, there's training going on by the staff and passed on to the residents, et cetera. You just can't compare the two, it's your apples and oranges. We all heard what Michael Reece had said before. He said it's not a recovery home, and yet his application calls for recovery living home. And that's come up any number of times in conversations tonight, so I personally am not comfortable with it at all.
Anybody else have any questions? Then I will take a motion to approve this use variance.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Amber, will you please do a roll call?
Philip,
No.
Ken,
No.
Dick,
No.
Rick,
No.
Alan.
No. So,
Thank you.
it is now 9:06. I will take a motion to adjourn this.
So moved.
Who
We
got
are
that?
adjourned.
Who wants it?